Title: Books versus Bans. Illinois throws down the gauntlet, slaps fines on library censorship. TLDR. Illinois is stepping up to the plate, passing a first-of-its-kind law to financially penalize public libraries that ban or restrict materials due to partisan or doctrinal disapproval. These sanctions kick into effect from Jan 1, 2024. The idea isn't to flood libraries with every book under the sun, but to trust librarians' judgment on which books should circulate. Meanwhile, book censorship attempts hit a 20-year high in 2022, primarily targeting literature about LGBTQ+ themes and authored by people of color. The real tea is that Illinois libraries hoping to bag some state funds better adopt the American Library Association's Library Bill of Rights or a similar pledge. The move comes after a school board was pressured to censor content from their libraries. So what's it gonna be? Libraries, free thought or funds? Our main character here, Illinois, just went all rebel on the national book banning scene, kicking off a potential literary revolution, or just a storm in a teacup. But here's the real question, folks, who will join the land of Lincoln in this noble fight against the book banning baddies? Governor J.B. Pritzker brought this edgy law into effect, backed by Secretary of State Alexei Giannolias. The law is a shout-out to librarians to decide what books should be in circulation based on their professional experience and education, rather than bending to political winds. This move is a counterpunch to the growing attempts to censor books in schools and public libraries, with the American Library Association reporting that such attempts hit a 20-year high in 2022. Now, isn't that a plot twist in our supposedly open-minded society? However, the legislation is not just about creating a librarian's utopia. Rather, it's a way to champion the freedom of thought and to combat a trend that seems to disproportionately target LGBTQ+ themed books and works by authors of color. Illinois is looking to put the United back in the United States. Can we get an amen? Illinois libraries wanting to dip into state funds will now need to adopt the American Library Association's Library Bill of Rights or take a similar oath, ensuring materials aren't excluded due to their origin or background. The journey to this point was steered by Representative Anstava Murray after a school board in her district was pressured to ban certain content from school libraries. The legislation reminds us that while kids need guidance, weaponizing local government to force universal standards on entire communities is not the answer. So, are we combating bigotry, or threatening the freedom of local decision-making? You decide. To wrap this all up in a pretty little bow, we have Illinois leading the pack, making a move that could either start a nationwide movement or ruffle some feathers. But isn't that what change is all about, folks? So, here's a question for you: are book bans a sign of protecting our society, or an alarming indication of a creeping trend towards censorship? And importantly, will other states follow Illinois' lead or choose a different story?